One of the greatest artists of all times, Michelangelo Buonarroti, enjoyed immense success both during his lifetime and even after his death. From the iconic David sculpture to the breathtaking frescoes in the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo stands among the greats like Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, and Titian. One cannot imagine the Italian Renaissance without mentioning Michelangelo. Millions visit Italy even today to see his great masterpieces. His sculpture of Pieta in Rome stands out as the masterpiece that even the great masters couldn't stop talking about. Michelangelo was cherished by Italians and was fondly called Il Divino, meaning the divine. But this great sculptor and painter had a flip side that bespeaks of jealousy, bad temper, and poor personal habits. Though not a habitual counterfeiter, Michelangelo could be tempted at times to pass off a piece of art as originally done by him, when in reality it would be a copy. The now lost Sleeping Cupid is a perfect example. Lorenzo de' Medici, his patron, told him that a Cupid could be sold for a lot more money if he could make it appear to have been buried. Michelangelo did just that, and the piece was bought by Cardinal Raphael Riario. However, the cardinal soon realized that he had bought a copy, so he got his money back. But the cardinal was so impressed with the sculpture that he brought Michelangelo to work in Rome. Several years later, the sculptor won a commission to carve the Pieta, the sculpture that established him as a world-renowned artist. Raphael, the great painter, was first approached by Pope Julius II to paint the Sistine Chapel. But a jealous Raphael suggested Michelangelo, thinking the young artist will fail as a painter and will be out of favor for further commissions. But Michelangelo rose to the challenge. He took 4 years to paint, suspended on a scaffolding, and created a magnificent masterpiece. However, he also made himself immortal when he painted himself in the painting. The fresco of the Last Judgement, which covers an entire wall of the Sistine Chapel, has Saint Bartholomew holding the skin of a face that definitely appears to be that of Michelangelo's. In the sculpture of Pieta in Rome, Michelangelo put his signature. He inscribed his name on a sash running diagonally across the chest of Virgin Mary. According to Giorgio Vasari, his biographer, Michelangelo overheard someone saying that the Pieta was sculpted by someone else. Hence, this inscription of his name. It read, Michelangelo Buonarroti Florentine was making this. Michelangelo's most famous sculpture, David, was carved out of a discarded block of marble, a fact that puzzles experts even today. Fussy and very particular about his quality of marble, why did Michelangelo compromise on this one? The marble slab had been quarried and abandoned for over 40 years before Michelangelo claimed it for David. The stone had deteriorated and had grown rough, with more than 1 chisel marks on its surface. Today, the sculpture is an absolute marvel, yet recent analyses have revealed that the marble's poor quality is deteriorating the sculpture faster than usual. Michelangelo had a bad temper and was known for his volatile moods. In his youth, he badmouthed a fellow artist, Pietro Torrigiano, who in turn got furious and punched Michelangelo in the nose, leaving it permanently crooked. The famous painter is known to have an untamed personality. When he was working on his painting The Last Judgement, he was visited by Pope Paul III and by Biagio de Cesena, the master of ceremonies. Biagio displayed unhappiness, rather disgust at the amount of nakedness in the paintings, and opined that such paintings did not deserve to be displayed anywhere. An angry Michelangelo used his art to act out his vengeance. He depicted Biagio as Minos, judge of the souls in hell, surrounded by serpents that were trying to bite at his genitals in his painting. Michelangelo is known to have lived a solitary life in his old age, only coming into contact with other people when forced to work. It is not clearly known why, but Michelangelo never married or had any children. However, it is rumored that he did have romantic relations with both men and women alike. Most notably, Tommaso de' Cavalieri, a young nobleman to whom he wrote passionate love poetry. Also, there was a widow known as Vittoria Colum, a poet with whom he fell in love, with both of them writing love sonnets to each other. Though he became a rich man, yet Michelangelo lived in dirty quarters with no trace of cleanliness around. He rarely changed his clothes or bathed. It is said that his clothes were so dirty and plastered on his body so steadfastly that when Michelangelo died, the clothes had to be cut and peeled off his skin. Michelangelo led a colorful life and wrote 2 autobiographies for the world to know him and his unsurpassable art.